So today what we're going to do is, all right, we're going to draw perspectives in a piled up fashion. Okay, all right. Hope you all can see. Cool. Okay. To draw perspectives in a piled up fashion. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, you use your pencil first. Get an A4 paper, and you get a pencil. Don't use pen yet. Okay. And I want you to just see it from the front first. If let's say this is a box. Okay. Let's say this is a box. Okay. This is a rectangle box. This is a long box. Okay. And then there is another box sitting on this box. Okay, there's another box sitting on this box. All right. And then there is a cylinder-like thing sitting on that box. Okay, so there's a big box, it's a small box, and there's a cylinder-like thing on that small box. And right on top of it is a little pyramid sitting on this. All right, so this is what it looks from the front. Okay, that means you cannot see the other side of the box, you cannot see the other side of the pyramid, you cannot see the other side of the cylinder. Okay, this is just the front part. All right, so what I'm asking you to do now is, I want you to draw, you looking at all this from a certain angle. Okay, from a side angle and from the top of the pile. All right, which means the first box will look like this. Okay, the first box will look like this. All right, and that is how your first box will look like. In fact, even this, you can bring the line a little bit closer. And I'm telling you not to use any of those lines to guide you, because I'm sure you can estimate where the box is going to be sitting. All right? Okay. Then comes the small box. Am I right? Remember the small box which was sitting on the big one? Okay. So the small box will be around here. This is the base of that box, the line going up here and the line going up here, right? There's a line going up here, and okay, so that will be the small box sitting on the big box. Okay, so you got to make sure that the base of this follows this line, the base of this follows this line, and so on. So since you're using pencil, you can now erase off all those lines which cannot be seen, because this box will be blocking it, isn't it? All right, so now you got that. Okay, that's the small box on top of the big box. Okay, okay. So once you got that done, okay, what was the next shape which was supposed to be on the small box? Can someone tell me what's the next shape? Yeah, what is the next one? No, it was a cylinder. Yes. Okay, so the cylinder now will be around here. That's the base of the cylinder. Okay, that's the base of the cylinder. And so I'm going to draw the lines of the cylinder, because now you can see the curve of the cylinder this way, isn't it? Okay, and then the top also, you can pretty much see the top of the cylinder. Okay, so you got the cylinder now. All right, then what you do is you rub off the lines that cannot be seen. All right, you rub off the lines that cannot be seen. So now you have the big box, you have the small box, and then you have the the cylinder, right? Okay. And what's the next thing after the cylinder? Okay. So the next one after the cylinder will be the pyramid. So the pyramid will be around here. You remember it was not, it's bigger than the base of the cylinder, right? Okay, and here, and here, and here, because now you can see the other side of the cylinder, correct? You can see the other side of the cylinder. And then you rub off all those lines which cannot be seen. Okay? You got it? Fantastic. Now what we can do with this is, you can do all kinds of stuff with it. You can actually give it some wings, if you like. Okay, and you can also see the wings on this side. Okay, and then you can give some really small windows around the cylinder. You can give some more windows here. You can give some more windows here. I'm just playing the fool with this right now. You can do whatever you want with it because you got the shapes all right. Okay. You can draw some lines over here just to make it look like windows or whatever you like. And then you can also, if you want to, get another shape here, like this. Rub this off. Okay. And you can get some windows here as well. Okay. And if you want, you can get some power boosters at the back of this thing. All right. What does this look like, guys? To you? Huh? Tell me. Airplane, okay, okay. In a way, but it looks like a house, like a flying house, isn't it? Okay. All right. So you can do all those things. Okay. This is a piled up. I wanted to teach you how to pile it up. Okay. So let's try another one. Let's try one more. Okay. Piled up perspective. Okay. A plane, a rocket. Okay. So the next one I'm going to do is I'm going to do box first, like this, and then I'm going to draw two cylinders, all right, and a thin wood-like tabletop-like thing on top of that, and then two circles, two balls like this. All right. And then I'm going to get like a dome. Okay. So this is what you're going to get. Okay. This is the front part of it. Okay. This is the front part of it. Now you're going to draw it into three-dimensional perspective. Okay. Are you ready? Can you see? Okay. Okay. So this is what we're going to do now. So the first box will be, okay, the first box will be around here. Okay, okay, it'll be around here. This is the first box. Okay. That'll be the first box. Cool. Okay. Then the second box. the two cylinders now, right? The two cylinders will be, one will be here and the other one will be here, right? Okay, and so let's draw the line straight up, a line straight up, a line straight up, and a line straight up. Okay, this one I think we can get it more curved, then it'll look more cylinder-like, and so it will end here and it will end here. Okay, if you're going to be of the same height, then this one will be higher from this angle. This will be, it will look higher. Okay. Okay. So you can drop off the lines that you don't want to see. I'm sure. Okay, this one looks a bit thinner than this one, but it doesn't matter. Okay, it doesn't matter. Okay. Then the next one is that the thin board here, isn't it, like a tabletop, right? So this one will be around here and here. A line right here, and a line right here, and the top of the table, like so. Okay, and then you rub off the lines that you don't want, that you can't see. All right, rub off the lines that you can't see. The more you practice this one, the better you will be in getting your perspectives correct. And you can draw anything you want after that, tall buildings, structures, and all that. And as you can see, this part is a little longer than this one, isn't it? It doesn't matter. Okay, maybe it is longer than this one. It doesn't have to be all equal. Okay, all right, then comes the two ball, isn't it? So one ball will be here and the other one will be here, right? Okay, and so we're going to rub this off and you're going to rub this off. Okay. Okay, and then comes the dome. Okay, so the dome can actually be a circular dome like this, okay, and then it goes up and down like this, okay, and then you can rub this off. Okay. Okay, and if you want to give shades to it to make it look like a proper dome, you can. It's all rounded, isn't it? So you can give those lines to make it look like this part is shaded. All right. So can you see how you transfer whatever that is flat looking to a three-dimensional look? All right, and you can do so many things with it. In fact, if you want to add to this, you can. You can do this if you like. You can do this if you like. But as long as it follows that dimension. As long as it follows that dimension. Okay, so what else can you do? Well, you can have something else here sticking out. I don't know what this is, but you know, it's a wood sticking out here. So you can do wonders with it. You can do all kinds of stuff with it. Okay, you can have a little at the side. Now it looks like a spaceship, doesn't it? Okay, it's all in the shades that you give. that it will give it that look of the 3D, where you put the dark and where you put the light. Okay. Okay, so what you can do is draw a flat picture first, okay, whatever shape you want, and then you convert it to 3D, and you keep practicing that one. You keep practicing that one, okay, and that will be good. Okay, excellent. Okay, now I want you all to turn your mind to something else that you're going to do, okay, today. I'm going to teach you how to draw trees. Okay, I'm going to teach you how to draw trees, and a lot of us have problems with trees. Okay, so I'm going to teach you some simple ways of drawing trees. Okay, all right. So this is what you're going to do. First one, okay. A simple one will be a coconut tree, okay? We'll start with a coconut, no, a simple one will be a pine tree or a Christmas tree, okay? So we'll start with that one, okay? Okay, so I'll start with a Christmas tree, a simple one. A simple one will be like this, correct? Simple one will be like this, am I right? A lot of us will draw the Christmas tree or a pine tree that way. Now, to make it look more realistic, okay, then you have to have finer lines to it. All right, and then here will be a little darker because it is overlaying the tree on top, isn't it? It's overlaying it. So underneath here will be a little bit darker than so can you see the layers? Can you see the layers of the tree? Okay. Right. And here you can make it a little bit more darker as well because maybe the sun is on this side. Okay, so maybe the sun is on that side. And so you put more lines here to make it look a bit darker on this side because the sun is coming from here. Okay, and so then you get your trunk of the tree, like so. And to give it more perspective, you can get some grass growing under the tree like this. Okay, so that will be a simple Christmas tree or a pine tree. Okay, see whether you can do that. So you've got to be careful with the bottom part of the tree. Okay, because this is where it is shaded. This is where it is. You can see the difference between the dark and the light. Okay, so similarly you can do for your tree. Now, let's get to something more complicated. Okay, this is rather straightforward. This is quite easy. Okay, and so a little bit more complicated. Let's draw a coconut tree. Okay, okay, and that's still quite easy. A lot of us will draw a coconut tree probably like this. Right? This is the simple coconut tree that we all quite used to drawing. Okay? I'm trying to teach you how to draw it more realistic. Okay? You can do this for cartoons and caricatures, but if you want to draw something more realistic, then it has to look realistic. Okay? And so I'm going to draw a simple trunk like this, but you notice from the top to the bottom is almost the same width, but the top will be slightly thinner than the bottom, but it's almost the same. Okay, and as it ends here, normally you will get the roots. You're being able to see some of the roots. Okay, and this is the ground on which the tree is, and then you get the tree lines, the bark of the tree. Okay, for coconut tree, sometimes it is like this. But the lines doesn't have to be perfect. The gaps doesn't have to be perfect. It can be of different space between those lines. It doesn't have to be the same thickness of the line. Some of the lines can start here and then it doesn't have to even finish on the other side. So it can be that way, all right? Then when you draw the tree, the leaves, you get the main structure first, right? You get the main structure first. It is always like a little fountain, isn't it? Coconut trees, they look like fountains. And what you do is you get little lines like this. As it comes down, it becomes a little bit thinner, a little bit shorter. Similarly here as well, it starts this way, and then it gets a little bit thinner. I'm leaving this gap here because usually you can see two lines on the stem or the branch of the tree, if you want to call it. So this part you can see both sides. This part you can only see one side, okay? Because this leaf is turned this way, so you can see it from this angle. So you can see both sides of the palm tree, and this one you can only see one side, okay? And here also you can only see one side of the tree, right? You can draw a little bit, few coconuts if you like, but you really can't see much of that because it's covered up. And then here too, okay, and here, right, here also you can see only one side of the tree. Here you can see one side, maybe you can see a little bit of the other side, right? And then you get the other part of the tree here, the leaves, you can see both sides quite clearly. And maybe you want to draw one more up here, just to make it complete, okay? And then you can draw a nice big rock here, if you like. And you can draw probably another tree far away from this tree. Okay, and maybe one tree can come this way. Have you seen coconut trees like this? That curves up, that curves in and curves out. Have you seen those? Okay, by the beach normally. Okay, and then what you can do is get a nice beach going here with little waves and so on. Okay, right? Then far away in the horizon, it's a flat ocean. Okay, and then you can draw some mountains in the distance. Like so. Right? You can draw little shines like this to show some short, some long, just to show that distance far away. Okay, and use the tip of your pencil and draw some beautiful clouds around the area, like so. Okay, and you got yourself a nice beach, isn't it? Okay. Okay. So this is also quite simple. The coconut tree thing compared to the pine tree. This is a little bit more difficult because of the palms and all that. You keep practicing on that one, and then we will work on that one. Okay. All right. Okay. Cool. So you got the Christmas tree or the pine tree. You got the coconut tree. Okay, let's do another tree, which is rather more difficult. All right. Okay. So let's move on to now the next one, which is a bit more challenging. Okay. So we're going to take our time. Okay. This one is that tree that you will find. I don't know whether you've been to Taiping. Have you been to the lake gardens in Taiping? Okay, there you'll see those trees, which is like 100 years old, and some of them are 150 years old. They're really, really old, and some of the branches are really long, and it's like widespread. It's like an umbrella. And if you drive along those roads in the lake gardens, the tree will be literally arching your driveway, will be over you, which is beautiful. Okay, and some of the trees are really nice. So I'm not going to be drawing that much of an old tree, but it's quite mature. It's quite an old tree. Okay, so they call it the oak tree, isn't it? So let's draw it this way. Okay, and some of the branches will go this way. And remember, whenever you draw branches of the tree, it will start thick, and then as it goes higher, it will become thinner. Okay? And then you can have another one here, and another one here, like so. And you can also have another one shooting out here. And as it goes higher, it gets a little bit thinner. I'm going to draw one more over here. The next time you go to Taiping Lake Gardens or whatever, take a look at those trees, okay? Sometimes you don't necessarily have to go to Taiping to find those trees. You can find it here, right here in PJ or right here in KL, okay? But what I'm saying is the lake gardens are famous for these trees. Okay, so I'm going to draw one more branch over here like this. Okay. And maybe one more shooting out from here. Okay, and maybe it's crisscrossing to the other side of the branch. And as it goes higher, it gets even thinner. Okay. And this one, you don't have to plan it so much. Okay, you don't have to plan. Let it flow as you go. Let it flow like how the river flows from the mountain tops. Let it flow. Okay. Here too. Right. Okay. So practice that one first. Okay, now once you get those branches done with all those little, sub branches and all that, then you're going to get the leaf, right? Okay, now when you get the leaf, there are some people who like to draw trees like this, right? And then they'll just get leaves to look like clouds, okay? It'll just get leaves to look like clouds, like that. Okay. Well, you don't have to do that. You can actually draw little dots like this. Not every leaf, but you can draw just like scribbles, but little scribbles like this. It'll take a bit of time. It'll take a bit of time. Okay. You draw those leaves. Take your time. Okay. The more time you take, the better it'll be. You got to have a lot of patience for this. Okay. You got to have a lot of patience for this. Takes a bit of time, but it's well worth the time if you spend it drawing those leaves. Okay. And then it goes on over here as well. Okay, little curves and little circles, lines just going around, because you cannot possibly draw all the individual leaves. That will take too much of your time. Okay, so you get the tops first. Get the top of the tree first. Okay, like so. Take your time. Don't worry about drawing anything else. Just focus on the tree. Okay? Just get the top of the tree first. Let's get the top of the tree first, around it first, before we go to the middle of the tree. Okay. All right. So you got the top of the tree. Okay, done. But takkanlah we're going to leave the tree looking like this, right? Okay, it looks a bit rather empty. Well, what you're going to do is you're going to draw more leaves around here as well. Take your time, guys. I know some of y'all are like, what? This is taking a long time. Yeah, but yeah. You know how long it takes for the tree to grow? You know how long it takes for the leaves to grow? Okay? And you're doing all this in 20 minutes. So, but I'm telling you, the more time you spend on drawing it out like this, the tree is going to look really beautiful at the end of the day. So take your time, okay? Just fill up the spaces. Okay, and some of it will cover up the branches, isn't it? Okay, some of it will cover up the branches. All right, it's already looking nice. Okay, it's looking beautiful. As you, some of the branches will come down here, yeah, and so draw some of the leaves drooping down a little bit, okay, like that. Here it's rather empty, so we're going to put in more leaves here. Like so. Okay, it doesn't matter if it goes over the branches and all that, no problems. Okay, so yeah, so you can draw some more if you like. You can draw some more leaves coming down on the other side of the tree. So this trunk will be able, you will be able to see this this part of the branch because it's flowing on the other side of the tree. And here too, okay. So you can draw more leaves here. So it looks more full, doesn't it? Okay, it looks very much more full. Now you cannot leave the tree trunk looking so bare because trees, as you know, they have their barks, isn't it? Okay, they have their tree barks. So how are you going to draw the tree barks? Again, if the sun is coming from this side, and so the shadow falls on this side, what you do is you get lines like this at the side of the tree, but make sure the lines are not straight. It is like a worm, like a curvy line. And as it comes down here, as it comes up here, the lines get shorter, okay? And here, the lines are longer, okay, because of the shadow effect of the tree. Here too, you get the longer lines here and then shorter ones over here, okay? And if you color it, then you can give those shades better look, okay? Here, the tree doesn't look very balanced. I'm just going to draw more leaves here just to balance it a little bit, okay? Are you good? Cool, okay? And so, since you've drawn the tree, and you took some time to draw this one, okay, let's make it interesting. Let's put a pine tree far away. Okay. Some people ask, hey, it looks like a tropical tree. How come got pine tree over here? God, man, my house got la. Okay. Maybe a short pine tree right over here. Okay. Maybe another tree a little bit taller over here. Okay, got it? And then you draw the ground at the back here. Okay, with like grass-like ground. Okay. Remember, I taught you how to draw a house. Okay. This house is over the other side of the hill, so you can basically only see the roof of the house. A little bit of the window. Okay. Some lines for the roof. We're just going to draw a little chimney here, a three-dimensional chimney, right? And then I'm just going to draw another tree right beside the house, but people usually like to have trees planted next to their house to cool the house down, to give it shade. So I'm just gonna, this one you just have to draw little dots like this to show the distance of the tree. Okay. Okay, and you can also draw some rocks over here, some big rocks over here, and some grass around the rock, like so. Okay. Maybe you can draw another pine tree over here. This guy loves his pine tree. Okay. Another pine tree at the back of the house, like so. And then you can also draw those cloud-like thing right at the back, because this is like really far, isn't it? Okay, this is like really far. So you can draw those clouds-like thing to make it look like a little forest at the back in the background, like so. Okay, right? And then if you want to make it look really scenic and really pretty, you can actually draw a nice mountain, right? Make sure there's a space here, and then you get the peak of the mountain over here, and then it goes down here, and another mountain, maybe a little bit higher and a little bit curvy on the top, and you get that mountain right at the back there. And we lengthen this part a little bit more, and you'll get the bushes over here, okay? Right. Then you played football over here, but you forgot to take it back home. And so you left the ball on the ground like this. Okay? So make sure you come back and take it back home. All right? Okay. So don't forget the clouds. Okay, so you see, everything now revolves around that centerpiece. The centerpiece is your tree. That's your centerpiece. And then you can draw all this other stuff around the tree and make it look like a nice scenery. All right? Okay, cool. And if you still have a bit of space, you can actually draw you or your sister or your family just sitting down this is their hands at the back. In your slippers, just relaxing and enjoying the scenery from your garden. I'm not sure whether this is your garden or not. Okay. And you can draw some grass over here where you're seated. Okay. Right. So it puts things in perspective again, isn't it? Okay. It puts things in perspective. Do you see it? Okay. So if you can draw a picture of yourself also in the garden, okay, in the park, that'll be good. Okay. And you can add more grass if you like. And use little blades of grass like this, okay, to give more effect to the whole picture. Okay. Well, some of you are saying it's so hard and all that. Now, it's just little lines that makes a difference. Okay. And what you do is, as an artist, you're going to observe the objects more, study them, look at them. Even if it's a marker pen, for instance, look at a marker pen closely, observe it, look at it from every angle, study it a little bit. You know, if you're looking at a flask, for instance, okay, then look at the flask, study it. Look at it. Look at where the light is coming from. All right. Look at where the light is coming from. Look at the top, which is of different color. Can you see how the light is formed on the stripe? Okay, on the flask body, how these lines are curved, and then how the curved line, the light is a little bit brighter. Okay, and so study it, look at it, and sharpen your ability to observe things. Okay, so thank you very much, and keep practicing on your trees and so on, and take care. Bye.